do. I did have to. I'm in a little bit of trouble, but it's not your fault. It's mine. It's poor planning. There was a new movie that came out tonight on Netflix that we've been eyeing up for a while called Orion in the Dark, I think it's called. It looks really cool. It gives me a Mitchell vs. Machines vibes, if you've ever watched that. Love Mitchell vs. Machines. One of my favorite cartoon movies next to Raya. Like recent. I'm not talking about like Lion King and like Disney greats. I'm talking about like modern. Like Raya, Mitchell vs. Machines. Orion in the Dark has like that vibe. And I'm in trouble. I bailed. I'm like, dude, I gotta go break. Like it's release day. It's not my fault the product came late. Like you all crushed it. So I'm paying the sins for your sins. For what it's worth. I hope y'all are having a great night. I love my family, but because kids, actually, it's funny. I told that story about, I told that story about Cohen before I realized I had this glass because I stole my wife's wine glass. I couldn't find mine. I lost my wine glass, which means it's time for someone else's wine glass. My wife wasn't going to drink anymore anyhow. She's boring unless her friends are around. No, I'm just kidding. But because kids, dude, I could not figure out for the life of me why my microphone wouldn't work. I'm like, the music's on, everything's good. And I'll look over to my little mic. For those of you who don't know, let me show you. This little guy right here. And it's blinking red. And then I recalled that my son Cohen had come down. And he was like, I was talking to his wrestling coach on the phone. I'm like, he was like, his son's wrestling coach called me, or my son's wrestling coach, his wrestling coach called me and he said, hey, this Cohen went 3 or 4 matches. And I'm like, you shouldn't even be up. It's 10 o'clock. Get the fuck away. And he's like, okay. And I come out and he's like touching everything. I'm like, golly. My son's on the Oculus. I told him no, like he doesn't play the Oculus. He doesn't know how. But apparently, to quote a great 9-year-old at the Bloomsburg Fair, apparently kids can figure out anything if they're motivated. They can't figure out how to get their spelling words done, but my son can figure out how to fight on an Oculus. I did not show him how to do this. He's boxing. He's like, I'm boxing. God forbid my kid ever gets in a real fight. He is going to die. So if anything ever happens to me, please look out for my child. That guy isn't, that boy isn't hurting anybody. Nobody's getting hurt by that kid. That dude couldn't fight a dandelion. I love him though. He's my boy. I'm drinking Pinot Grigio tonight. A little Pinot Grigio. We got the wine going. How's everyone doing though? You all tell me how you feeling. Did you guys see what Chris is doing for you guys? Chris is giving away a metallic. He's trying metallic bottles. He's giving away a metallic. Oh, dude, I have other videos. He's like, I knocked him down. I pinned him. I'm like, you didn't pin him. It's boxing. It's not wrestling. I wish he was a little smarter. He's got my IQ. The poor kid got my IQ. Cohen got his mama's IQ. He's super smart. Poor Paxton got my IQ. He's gonna have to work hard and have a really cool personality because he's got his dad's IQ. But Cohen's like a dick, and he's really smart. He's like his mama. You know, it just happens. It's genetics. The shit happens. I looked at my wife tonight and I said, be honest. And I looked at my son Cohen. I said, is he mine? Like, do I have to 23andMe this shit? She's like, you can. He's yours. I was like, I don't know if I believe it. I just don't know if I believe that the other one's mine. But it is true. Like the oldest one's mine and the youngest one's my wife's. But they got a little bit of each of us in them. You know? Y'all, if you have more than one kid, you know. And then there's like the outliers, right? If you have more than 2, I think you just naturally throw them into stuff. How many kids y'all got? Go ahead. You are the father. I have to be. He's like too much me in the end, you know? But like, real quick. I know. I get it, Matt. Tell me how many kids you have and how many of them remind you of you. You know, how many of them are you sure are yours, and then how many of them are you like, I'm not positive. I'm going to tell you a story I heard at lunch today, which makes me really question things. I'm really excited to hang out with you guys tonight. We got a bunch of breaks to do. I'm going to try to fly a little bit through. There's a Charbonnet. I'm going to fly a little bit through Sean Clifford Green. Now, these are the Green Parallel short print. All the rookies, by the way, we opened up Absolute last night, getting into the card stuff. We're going to have a fun night. So even if you're not in the next two breaks, I hope you guys stick around. I'm going to have a few drinks. Who knows? We might do credits. Y'all know it never hurts to send me a video. I might jot your name down. Last week, we gave away $80 in credit, in video credit. I woke up and I was like, it was like when you pay a bar tab and you're like, what did I do last night? Y'all got me last weekend. I will give away something this weekend, but it probably is not going to be $80. But Chris is giving away, listen, either way, Chris is giving away a metallic bottle. It doesn't hurt to send me, though, videos of you taking shots. You can get me a little more drunk. Maybe I will give away money. You were 48 when you had your last. It gives me hope. I always said, I'm going to be 60 when my kids graduate. Everyone at the table today, look, here's how old I am. I went to lunch today and everyone at the table got carded but me. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, that was just mean. The worst part is, I used to be the only dude that got carded when we were all of age. And now I'm the only dude that doesn't get carded when we're all of age. I'm like, what the fuck happened to me? Kids. This is why. Right here. Because kids. That's why. And breaks. Staying up all night with you fuckers. Don has 3 twins? So you say 3 twins. Do you mean triplets? Do you have 3 sets of twins or do you have triplets? I'm confused. I got to go back through here. Jamie says he has 1. Scott has 3. Nate has 1. Steven has 5. I know 3 of yours. I know 3 years. Listen, one of them lived with me for a few years. Aaron has 4 plus 1 to be more. Don says 3 and 3 twins in cash. I'm still questioning that. Scott says 14, 5, and 2. Matt says 3 boys, all like me, poor kids. I hear you there. Brad says 3 kids. Oh, Scott asked Don the same thing I did. Just the twins and the youngest. All right. 3, twins and cash. So we were wrong on all of our questions, Scott. 3, twins and cash. This is why punctuation matters, fam. This is why the schools are failing us. Matt McGinn has 3, 21, 17, 11. Chris says 12 or 13, but I only know about 4. I can assure you, I don't have any kids I don't know about. I'm not that dude. Like, I can promise you that. And what's crazy is there are people out there like that. They're like, I don't know. How many kids you have? 4 that I know about. I'm like, what? Like, I don't know. I never wore one. I'm like, really? That's crazy. Jamie understood it. Michael Mayer. Y'all are crazy. Devin and Chan. And there is a Lamar Jackson stargazing. All right, back to cards real quick. I appreciate you guys sharing. And I love this. You know, some days I'm like, I can't get an answer out of you guys. And I actually do care about this. I can't promise I remember all the facts. But I share a lot of this with other people, too. I hope that's all right. Like, even my wife. I'm always like, man, someone in my group has 6 kids. He has... Here's a memorabilia. It's going to be Art Monk for the Washington Redskins. Yes, it says Redskins on it, fam. So, Ricky, you actually do have the Redskins. Look, Redskins right there. It's not illegal to say it. Redskins for the Ricky Stotler. Jamar, you're lying. You are not the godparent of 7 kids. You are literally the godfather in real life. Stop. Jamar time. Jamar, I got to hear the story in person. So send me a video, Jamar. If this is a true story, all right? Scott, you remember me telling you that? It was 13 people. My graduating class was 13 people, but it's very cool you know that. Juju for the Patriots. But I will tell you, Jamar, if you send me a video of you explaining how you are the Godfather, give me a good account. 30 seconds or less. You don't have to break your back. Anthony Richardson. I'll give you an all smiles. There he is. Who's got the Colts? Indianapolis Colts. Matt Maziarz. There you go. 2 Anthony Richardson. So right there, that's a good card. You know? Jamar, first of all, before I offer you anything, Jamar, tell me, is that true? Are you really the godfather of 9 people? Or 7? 7? Sorry, 7. Is that real? Is that real life? So real quick, getting back to cards, as much as I love the personal side of things. For those of you who are have not seen us break any Absolute yet, Absolute retail is very different from Hobby Absolute. I don't think it belongs in retail, but because of what Donruss did, and we'll get to that in a minute, and I'll talk about that in a minute, I felt obligated to open some Absolute this year because of the way the transition has went with these case hits being implanted into the retail side of things. The only thing I'll say is that the thing you get with Absolute Hobby is you get thick base cards, but in all, the fronts look the same, but I mean they're very thin. They're very different, like very thin pancakes. I don't love that, and that's why I love Phoenix, because they don't make a retail. I would say, and I'll get into Phoenix versus Rookies and Stars later tonight, so be ready for that combo, and I'm sure the more I drink, I'll talk to you. But one of the, there's a couple products that should never, ever, 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 ever be made into retail. Number 1 on that list is Playbook Football. Do not buy it, and I'm going to tell you why. Playbook Football has 4 cards in it. 2 patches and 2 autos, or 3 autos and a patch. And one of those is a booklet. It's called Playbook for a reason. It has a booklet in it. When you start to bring base into it, I get it. Everything has its place. So, hey, you love Playbook that much. If Playbook was a hot set and we're like, we love the design of Playbook, we want some base cards, and you don't put it in Hobby, so let's make retail. But Playbook is not an attractive product. It's not. It's just not. The booklets are great. The lockers are great. Lockers are a cool card. The vaults are very cool. There are cool cards in Playbook. I like Playbook as a hobby product. You know what Panini did when they started making retail Playbook? They made people hate Playbook. And then they were like, Playbook's awful. I'm like, no, it's not. You open to retail, I bet. Yeah, it's awful. I'm like, that's not Playbook. Playbook is a hobby-only product, and those idiots made it into a retail product where it doesn't belong. It has no business being retail. Jason Kelsey, rest in peace. And just kidding, he just retired. But that dude's loaded. He bought up an entire development. Anthony Richardson, that looks clean. Man, the Colts are cleaning up. That looks centered and clean. That's nice. Emmanuel Forbes, rookie silver. Oh, there's a Kenny McIntosh rookie laser. I'm going to read your comments in a minute, guys, because I don't want to be the only one talking, and I appreciate you guys are active. So if you have anything to say, get it in. I'm going to read it in between the next blaster. And actually, right after this, we're going to open a Donruss, and then we're going to get into the Automania. At least one. There's an emergent Brock Purdy. Noah Fant, red. And there's a Jaden Reed rookie laser. Nick Bolton, Brian Branch, Zadarius Smith laser. And it's going to be a Quentin Johnston. I was thinking about this guy today. I really hope the Bills make a move. I know it's far out there, but I would love to see the Bills, and this sounds insane, I know. Hear me out. I would love to see the Bills deal Diggs and go get one of the Chargers receivers. Whether it be Keenan Allen or Mike Williams or Quentin Johnston, and that would all vary, but I love their receiving core. And I feel like the only reason Herbert didn't have success with them is because of the coach. Now, my brother would differ with me. He would say Quentin Johnson has his draft report said he always had stone hands. Justin Fields to Miami. Aaron King. This is the wrong time to ask you this question, but are you a Dolphins fan? I listen, I have no issue with Diggs. If he wants to be gone, though, it's like one of those things. Listen, Diggs is one of those things, like, if you want to go, just go. You gave us great years. We didn't win. Like, it sucks. Like, we didn't get you a Super Bowl. You didn't get us one either. He dropped the biggest pass of the game against the Chiefs. He's not a diva. Stop. I mean, he is a little bit, but all receivers are. Name a receiver that's not outside of Cooper Kupp right now. Don't give me rookie young names. 2017 or earlier. Name one that's not. That's still in the league. It's just a diva position. You're a Bills fan now? Diggs deserves to be a bit of a diva, but if you look at his numbers this year, it wasn't a Josh Allen problem. It was a Diggs problem. And I like Diggs. But he knows. He knows he's on the hot seat. Hunter Renfrow. All right. Do you see he's making $250 an hour though right now? Hunter. Oh no, that's Henry Ruggs. I saw a report today that Henry Ruggs is making $250 an hour at a work camp. All right, I got to go up here. Scott says he is. All right, so Jamar said 4 are my nephews and nieces, 1 my ex of 2 of my friends. So you really are the Godfather, which is what Scott said. Aaron King says, love Rookies and Stars. It's my favorite. We're going to talk about that later. Phoenix Rookies and Stars. Rookies and Stars underrated. Did you guys hear my report on Rookies and Stars? What it cost? Do you know it's up to $450 a box? The only reason I ever preached Rookies and Stars being underrated was because it was like one of the boxes that... When it became more expensive than Phoenix this year, I was like, dude, it's no longer... I'm not saying it's not a good product, but here's my thing. Underrated means... Well, we pull cards. They're called like draft diamonds. We pulled one. Underrated means when you're getting drafted or you're paying less than value or whatever it may be. When you're paying more for Rookies and Stars than Phoenix, you're no longer underrated. You're overrated. Why did they make the product? Why did we convince people that it was underrated? Now it's overrated. Keep the pizza box after you ate the pizza. Justin Fields, Miami, mark it down. Fields to the Raiders. Fields to Miami. Chargers can't stay healthy. Take Mike Williams. He was only a rookie in 2017. Rookies and Stars is finally overrated. Brock Purdy is underrated. So I did catch up on comments. I'm hurt. For those of you guys who are tuning in now, and if you've been around for years, you know I'm a huge Rookies and Stars fan, right? I got some 21. I got some 22. I don't have anything other than that. You guys know I save boxes, but Rookies and Stars has been my heart and soul. It was one of the few boxes, even when I was a young, youthful breaker back in 2018. I went and bought cases online over cases and cases and cases because it was like $120 a box. And it was gorgeous. And you guys know from day one I have preached what? Parallels. Low-numbered cards. And everyone was like, but I didn't get an autograph. If you guys followed me from the beginning, from day one, I was always like, it doesn't matter. You got a card numbered out of 5. And you're like, yeah, but I didn't get an autograph. I was like, promise you, this is a valuable card. Like, science will tell you. And ultimately it did come true. And Rookies and Stars always had that value. And I've always loved Phoenix. And Phoenix wasn't popular either. Now, Phoenix has very much improved their product. But Phoenix has much better patches and autos. They have case hits. They have good parallels, just like Rookies and Stars. I will say the one thing Rookies and Stars has over Phoenix is inserts. Beautiful inserts. And parallels. It's like 4 packs. 5 No, it's like 10 cards a pack, 4-pack, something like that. It's a small pack product, so you can't really sell it in hobby shops. And Chris has the full rainbow. It's a Justin Fields. What's the name of that insert? Because they have one of my favorite. Will Anderson won Defensive Rookie of the Year, by the way. Did you guys see that? It is the bomb. And it has been. But the difference is now you're paying a lot more for it. So Aaron, you have to start to delineate value versus cost, right? Which is, I've always been that guy. So if I can get 3 boxes of Wild Card Automania right now, that's 24 autographs. Or I can get 1 box of Rookies and Stars. Pre-sale's $450, Aaron. I tried to buy it. Are you finding it cheaper? Tell me. I will buy it. I'm trying to. It's $450 a box. If you have a cheaper price, I'd love to hear about it. And please tell me, because I am trying to find it. I'm not being facetious. I'm literally trying to find it. I have emailed Blowout. They're like, we're sold out. I've went to other pages. They want $450 a box. It's too much for that. I will take 3 boxes of Automania all day long. 24 autographs of Wild Card that has CJ Stroud autographs in it. It doesn't even have Stroud autographs in it. It doesn't. It doesn't have it. So why am I buying it except for parallels? I'd rather... Do you know what the problem is? I can go get 22 cheaper than 23. Guess what autographs in 22? Brock Purdy. He's in the Super Bowl. Give me 22 Rookies and Stars at this point. Guys, you know I've been honest from day one since the podcast. There's a Hendon Hooker. Nice card. Joey Porter and a Tony Pollard. I hate the fact... that I'm saying this. It pains me. It hurts my soul that I'm talking about that Rookies and Stars is too expensive to buy. Because, guys, say it with me. Rookies and Stars is underrated. I know you would have said it if you were here with me. You did. But it's not when you don't have Stroud and Young autos and you're charging more than 22. I am. McGinn said underrated. Y'all said it with me. It's coming in a little late, but you said it. That's my point. You all know it is. But let me tell you this right now. I have a choice coming up. February 7th is the release. Do I buy more Phoenix at $50? Less than what I'm paid for the ones I have in-house. $50 less than Rookies and Stars? Yes. Phoenix is better than Rookies and Stars, guys. I hate to say it, but it is. The only thing historically Rookies and Stars has had an advantage of is they have generally had a good vet checklist. So historically, Rookies and Stars has had some of the better names vet check-wise. Like last year, Justin Herbert. I think Josh Allen has had autographs, vet autographs. I think even Patrick Mahomes historically had, not last year, but in years past, has had vet. Oh, speaking of Mahomes, that's a cool card. Hate the dude, but he's the best in the game. We ripped a ton of 2015 Rookies and Stars, by the way. Speaking of longevity, that's what they used to be called. Yeah, maybe that's the way to go. Retail Rookies and Stars, not the blasters, the longevity boxes that promise an auto, if you can find those. Woo! Crunch time, auto 100. Burrow. Bengals, Larry. He's a Browns fan, but I'll take it. Scott, now, when did you join our group? Go to the page, find out when you did it, let me know. You know I've been preaching that from day one. I always said, autos are great. And when I got back into the hobby, that's what got me back in, because when I left, autos weren't a thing. Patches weren't a thing. So autos and patches got me in. But as a breaker, once I started finally ripping, I was like, wait a minute. This card's numbered out of 10? The crunch, this is a crunch time out of 100, Joe Burrow. So you're drafting a team right now. You're a new franchise in the NFL. We're going to take Patrick Mahomes out of this because I do believe he's the best in the game. and you got to draft a quarterback. You got to draft Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, Jalen Hurts, Justin Fields, anyone in the game. No rookies coming in. I don't want to hear about rookies. Anyone in the game outside of Patrick Mahomes, and you're starting a new franchise. Who are you picking? Jamar, have you been around long enough to hear that? Have you been around long enough to hear that we have said that for a long time? 8 autos per. Man, I got a special connection with this stuff. Oh, the comments are coming in. I love it. Lamar. Aaron says not to it. He's a Dolphins fan too. Lamar, Joey B, Purdy, Stroud, Joey B, Burrow or Lamar. Wow. So no Herbert or Allen. That's cool. This is neat. This is a cool combo. Keep them coming in. You have to take him as your first pick. It's not like I'm going to draft someone else first. Like, this is your first pick. You get the first pick. You got to draft a quarterback. No, I didn't mean rookies coming. I meant like no Caleb Williams, no Drake May. No, you can say C.J. Stroud. C.J. Stroud might be my pick. I'm not going to lie, Jamie. I agree with that. C.J. Stroud is wild. 1 out of 4. Now listen, real quick. First of all, the look on these cards. These are so clean. These are super clean. They have the rookie emblem on them. This is our first look. This is the first. I haven't opened a box. So, Jamar, you're not in the minority. I think a lot of people agree with you. But guys, I just gotta the camera's not gonna do it justice. Ben Richardson, stop. Now you're getting out of control. Jamie, go home. You're drunk. Stop it. You're drinking that rookie juice way too early on that. I'm not saying you're wrong long term, but I just think that's a bold. That's a little bit of a reach. You know, I always said this. You can't judge a person on trades in fantasy because you don't know. This is Cincinnati Bengals. That's why it's pro look. He's in the Bengals uni going out to Larry. I have tags here. Jordan Love looks promising. So listen. I know it's hard because I'm a Bills fan and I'm very impartial. I've been told this many times. And I feel like I'm a very critical Bills fan. And I understand Josh Allen turnovers are an issue. But can you tell me how a dude that has the most touchdowns in the league... I'll wait till next year now that we have an actual... I hate Ken Dorsey. As a matter of fact, I got to show you something I found this week. I found a Ken Dorsey card I have. I wanted to be like... I didn't realize he played for the Niners. I have some things to say. I got to hold it till next year. Mitch Trubisky. Kendre Miller for the Saints. 2 out of 4. So these are pro look unis in the Saints uniform going out to Stephen Kibler. Don said Mitch Trubisky, there's a reason he doesn't know the difference between twins and triplets. Trubisky's the reason we almost didn't win, not Trubisky. Don in the Bengals, he's a Bengals fan. Going out to the Giants, 1 of 5. These cards look so good, guys. I'm telling you, this comes out of a pack of anything else. You're like, holy shit, that's a sweet card. The pro look is great. I can't wait to talk to... the wild card guys tomorrow. I'm super pumped. These look good. The autos look good. 1 out of 5 with the rookie emblems. You talking about Ken Dorsey slamming the tablet down? That was the moment. I was never a fan, but I was like, dude, he's got to go. Zach Pickens, and I'm going to say it's for the Bears, out of 50. You got to love this as a Bears fan. In the Bears uni. I'm gonna confirm. But with the orange and black and this is like a cobalt in the background. 32 out of 50. Going to Chicago, Don. You can win games and not be a winner, but when you have 20-some touchdowns in the playoffs, it's not really your fault. Our defense has let us down in the playoffs. Josh Allen threw 5 or 6 touchdowns in the game against the Chiefs, and our defense gave up a touchdown or a field goal in 13 seconds. That ain't Josh Allen. I'm going to argue that to my grave. Anthony Johnson, 2 out of 8. Josh Allen's interceptions in the playoffs is super low. Season, yes, but once the playoffs start, it's a different game, right? His interceptions, I'm curious. I'm going to look it up. This actually goes, he's a free agent. He was a member of the Bucks, Chargers, and Steelers, but his most recent team was the Steelers, so that's where he will go. He will go to Pitt. Oh, and that's what everyone said, Jamar. Everyone's like, Gabe Davis scored 4 touchdowns in that game, or 3 touchdowns, or whatever he had. I hope he gets paid Christian Kirk money, because Gabe Davis is not going to be on the Bills. I have no animosity towards him. He's been great, but he's also been like a Zay Jones. He's had stone hands. How many? I am now telling the computer exactly how many interceptions Josh Allen has had in the playoffs. Josh Allen. I could be a little hard. Okay, Google. How many interceptions has Josh Allen thrown in the playoffs?
Here's what I have for Josh Allen so far in the playoffs. A total of 0 intercepted passes.
That's only for 2023. So I have to look a little deeper. I know he's throwing interceptions in the playoffs. But he threw none this year. And he had 5 or 6 touchdowns in 2 games. Joe Tipman out of 25 going to the Jets. Oh, shoot. Was there a trade? What was the trade? Let me know. I did not enter trades in this one. I apologize. Matthew Bergeron out of 25. The colors this year are great on this. This looks so good. So I told you I had a special spot for Automania. Atlanta Falcons. This goes out to the Falcons, I believe. I'm going to double check and confirm he wasn't with anyone else. Yeah, it does. He's actually active on the Falcons. So this goes to the Atlanta Falcons going out to Kalani. So I got to tell you guys, the reason I'm so special on Wildcard is a few years ago when Christmas met me out in Chicago, Wildcard in 2021 was kicking back up. I was a huge Wildcard fan as a kid, the Stripes cards, and they were always cool to me. My biggest sale ever on eBay as a youth was the Brett Favre 50 stripe, and I sold it for $212. I think I was probably 16 years old. I was ecstatic. I was so pumped. That's a ton of money. And I couldn't believe it went for that. But then they went away. They went bankrupt. And, I mean, just look at these cards. We're not close to done, guys. But this is a new release. And, I love Wild Card. They came back in 2021. We bought a bunch. They had base cards. They were cool. They weren't well received. Defensive Rookie of the Year. Will Anderson with the 1 out of 2. That looks like a black finite. Dude, look how good that looks. I'm getting called into the office tomorrow, Scott. I'm getting reamed out. There's some sort of like code of conduct I broke by ignoring, my assistant to the manager's comments. Chris did. Chris drugged me over to the table. And then I was like, oh, Wild Card. I got super pumped. We did a huge live video stream. I talked to Ty from Wild Card. It was awesome. Then next year they were like nowhere to be found. I was like, where the hell did Wild Card go? But then they popped back up. And I was like, dude, last year in Chicago, I spent almost my entire time at the Wild Card booth. As soon as I ran into it, I was like, wait, this is what you're doing now? You're magging everything. You're casing everything. You're doing the right things. You have the big names. You have the good products. Like, it was wild. Why? It was wild card. Guys, I'm telling you, dollars to dollars, it is literally the best value out there. Let's open up another one. Devon Witherspoon. I will say this. I watched football. I didn't watch any... Seahawks didn't get a lot of screen time this year. But I will say that was not a name I knew through the season, but I did know Will Anderson. That's what we had played the Texans, and the Texans got a little bit of screen time because of Stroud. So I didn't know. And I think that's part of it, Scott. I think TV time is part of it. So what was the trade? I missed it again. I'm sorry, guys. And did anyone send me a shot? Because I would love to talk to you directly. Chris sent a video. Matt Mazar sent a video. Before I open these packs. Chris, I think this is the video Chris is giving out. Or the cup. Oh, no, this is Oregon. I don't know if you saw the video or the cup he's giving out. So we're giving one, if you're in tonight's break, we're giving one of these out. Chris is. This is from Chris. I have offered him money. He said no. He wants to take care of it. It's very cool. Blazing Breaks with the logo. Chrome cup. Let me tell you this right now. I have my gym bag behind me. He made my kid a Fortnite one. I take it to the gym with me every day. Bears for Vikings. All right, I got it. So let me tell you, man, these cups are high quality. The water will stay cold in them all night long. They're awesome. They're great. They're the best cups ever made. Uh-oh, Mazar sent a video. We got to show it. Cheers, Mazars. He's quiet. He's trying to stay out of trouble. And just in case I decide to give something away, I'm going to include Matt Mazars and Chris Taylor in the video credit, because you know I'm going to. So we may as well start it now. So if you want to send me a video, go ahead and send it now. We're going to be hanging out all night. We are on our first of 3 breaks. It's already 11:15. We'll be up till at least 1. Chris says no, not him. All right, no, not you. I'll take you off the list. Quiet, you think he's stoned? Same thing. Chris Smith. Looks like a Georgia uniform. 8 out of 10. Now, in this product, there are some NILs. There are some guys that have not been drafted yet, which is why I'm hoping that we can get some of this for draft season. It actually, he is, though, in the National Football League. Jacksonville Jaguars, he was a part. Nope, that's not the same one. Chris Smith. It's not that one. Raiders, it's Raiders. Safety goes to the Raiders. The other Chris Smith died. That's weird. Checklist tells you he's still in college. He was drafted by the Raiders. Raiders select at 220 overall, Georgia defensive back Chris Smith. Playoff game tomorrow? What's on the line, man? Is it do or die, or do you get like double elimination? What did Scott say? Blazing Bongs? Kayvon Merriweather. It looks like it's the Tampa Bay Bucks. Let's confirm. Kayvon Merriweather is going to be the Tampa Bay Bucks, going out to Nate Gogol. That's going to be out of 50. win and go undefeated this season? That's wild. J.L. Skinner, numbered out of 25. Is he the Saints or undrafted? J.L. Skinner goes out to the Denver Broncos. Active on the Broncos. Did I hear this correctly that Russell Wilson is the backup to somebody in the Pro Bowl game on Sunday, and that somebody's like, who's starting for the for the AFC Pro Bowl on Sunday? Kalijah Cansey, that's going to be out of 35. Is it Minshew? Minshew starting for the Pro Bowl? Listen, I love Minshew. Love him. And if you saw the video of him training this season when everyone else was gone and he's like working hard, are you going to tell me Tua, Josh Allen, CJ Stroud, those dudes didn't get voted to the Pro Bowl? Kalijah Cansey for the Bucks. It's just really, really weird. I'm still on one, Rich. I'm talking a lot. Antoine Green out of 8. That's going to go out to the Detroit Lions, I believe. Do you want me to go faster, guys? You know I like to hang out. You guys are my saving grace. Antoine Green goes out to the Detroit Lions. I can go faster. Just say the word. And Anthony Johnson, we pulled one of him earlier. This is going to be out of 25. My whole schedule for the week. How much did that entail? Oh, this is the dude that's been on a bunch of teams, but he goes to Pitt. I made my whole schedule for the week. You son of a bitch. No, you're good. You're still alive. I do miss when they put the numbers on the back. Kendall Williamson. This is going to be 5 out of 8. This parallel is very cool. Kendall Williamson goes out to the Buffalo Bills. He was drafted by the Bears, but then went to the Bills. I don't know about him, but I know we needed defensive backs like crazy. This is what I love about this mix. So 25 a spot. We already got all these hits, and there's some decent ones. Will Anderson. Now we're going to get to our SSP right here. It's going to be a Zay Flowers 1 of 1. Look how beautiful that is. Baltimore Ravens, Matt McGinn. Look how pretty that card is. Dude. You called it? $20 credit for Matt McGinn. He called 1 of 1 Zay Flowers. Matt McGinn gets himself $20 credit for being the one that called a 1 of 1. That's right, buddy. Mark it, tab it. $20 credit as a 1 of 1 guess. That's awesome. And beautiful card. He gets the card too. So he paid $5 for the spot and gets himself this 1 of 1 Zay Flowers. Congrats, dude. That's beautiful. I got to take this 1 of 1 or this out of 100 Crunch Time Burrow down to put up the Zay Flowers. All right. I know I'm going a little slow, so I'm going to speed it up. But first, let me take a selfie. Now, Aaron sent a video. Let's see. We've got.
What's up, Mike?
Those Q-tips cleaned out your ears, right? Did your bong just say thank you? Or whatever that is? Or are you on a call?
What's up, Mike?
Something said thank you. Either way, we're going to put Aaron King down. We're going to put Aaron King. All right, there you go, Aaron. Aaron, you are on my list. If we run, guys, if you're watching, you want to send a video. Last week I gave $80 credit. I'm gonna let you guys determine how much I give away this week. But I love to see your faces. I don't know why, but I do. All right, we're gonna rip a lot faster. We're gonna go through the rest of this break faster. Guys, if you didn't know. If you haven't caught on, Aaron on our, for the love of Pete, someone post the link. Aaron has a PSA 9 Joey B red, white, and blue. It is a nice card. It's only $10 a spot. So my man Don Wiley, if you don't have a spot left yet, or if there's any other Bengals fans or guys who like slabbed cards, Aaron has a PSA 9 on our. Chris, will you post the link? And then Aaron, can we agree we're going to shut the fuck up about it? Aaron, I'm trying for you, man. We're really trying. But listen, you can't force it on people. I try that with my wife. It doesn't work. She's like, stop. I don't want that. I'm tired. It just doesn't work. I mean, and then when she does say yes, it's not fun anyhow because then you just feel guilty. You're just like, oh, now I just feel wrong. Like, was that kind of okay with everyone? So just listen. There's the link. Shut the fuck up, Aaron. We all see your card. It is a cool card, guys. If you want a Joey B slab PSA 9 red, white, and blue, beautiful card, 10 at 10. Go grab a spot. Help Aaron out. He needs your help. Aaron, this is the only time we're doing this, man. We're not doing this for another card. So we're going to help you out, man. There's a Hendon Hooker. We love you, buddy. We understand you need to sell that card. I appreciate it. I get it. You're a member here. So we'll do that for you. But I don't do that with my breaks. I'm not like, guys, come on. Please, we should fill this. If it doesn't fill, I'm like, that's all right. We'll break tomorrow. That's just how we roll here, man. Everyone has their own schedule. Everyone has their own time. So we did what we could for you, dude. So if you guys can help him out, grab a spot. Aaron, you can mark me down for one. I'll grab one from you. All right? Go ahead. I'll grab one from you as well. I'll take it. I feel bad grabbing spots because then I win. The only place I win, sounds awful, is when I grab it on our pages. And I swear it's not like it's a scam or anything like that. I don't like grabbing spots, but people come to me, they're like, hey, there's only 2 spots left. Would you mind closing it out? I'm like, all right. Yes. Because who am I? You get my breaks. Who am I to say no? It's not a disrespect thing. It's that I don't want to win it. Everything I win goes back. It's going to go back into our repack project. I swear to God it is. I don't keep... If I see something Bills, I'll jump in it regardless. Because if I win it, fuck you guys. I want Bills stuff. Oh, this is the cards I was talking about. But, like the Lamar Jackson jersey, that's going right into the repack, guys. That's not for me. Here it is. K-Dub. Burners. Tonight was cool. And that's what I mean. I want to help guys out that sell cars. But I also have to be careful, guys. The reason I don't get into my own breaks, even if they're slow filling, is because I don't want the look. I don't want you guys to be like, oh, Mike got a team and that team hit. I already told you. I price my breaks. I wish I could find breaks like mine because I want to get in them. I price them that way. Jordan Addison, Baker Mayfield Green, and there it is. It's going to be a little bit of a Tank Dell action. I'll be wearing it on Super Bowl Sunday. The Ravens don't play on Sunday. Can I be honest with you? This isn't anti-Chiefs. But Brock Purdy's making me like him just a little bit. This is what I was talking about earlier. When you talk underrated, Alvin Kamara was picked 67, which means he was in the 3rd round. Alvin Kamara. So even if you only got 2-3 good years out of that dude, that's a win. 3rd round, 2-3 good years get you. He went on Offensive Rookie of the Year his rookie year. Him and Mark Ingram tore it up, won me a fantasy championship, and that same year, I forget who the name was. They won Defensive and Offensive Rookie of the Year. I think this year is the first year since then that a team won Offensive and Defensive Rookie of the Year. In 2017, it was Oh my God, who was it? It was the Saints. Alvin Kamara and someone else won offensive and defensive rookie of the year. This year it was the Texans, and it was C.J. Stroud and Will Anderson Jr. Marshawn Lattimore, thank you. It was Marshawn Lattimore. You guys are right. Great year for the Saints. Didn't do much that year as far as a team, and you know what? Since then, they didn't win a Super Bowl. So careful, Texans. Remember, you can have a youthful, young team, 2 Rookie of the Years on both sides of the ball, and still not amount to much if you don't have good leadership. Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right. Last year, the Jets did do it. Breece Hall and Sauce Gardner did it last year. Or not Breece Hall. Was it Breece Hall? No, it was the receiver. It was Sauce and... Oh my God, why can't I think of his name now? It's late. I'm drinking. Ooh, something's coming out of this. So no Kaboom coming out of Absolute yet. Oh yeah, Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson, thank you. Who I love, by the way. I don't know why I couldn't think of his name, because I'm drinking. Nolan Smith. There's a Matthew Stafford laser. JSN laser for the Seahawks rookie. Very cool card. CJ Stroud base and a Thurman Thomas. There's another CJ Stroud fireworks. Who's got the Texans? Houston Texans going out to Kibler. Some nice stuff there. Patrick Mahomes. Tank Bigsby. These Prism Blasters do better than I think. Like, every time I open them, I'm like, all right, the value's kind of there. Taysom Hill. I like the Donruss and the Kabooms because they offer the opportunity for case hits. But every time I open the Prism ones, I feel like I ultimately get more value out of them. Right? Like, here's this, like, both these CJ Strouds, I don't know what they sell for, but it has to be $3 to $8 a piece. This is probably like a $2-3 card. I know. Listen, count the pennies, the dollars will start coming. You know? It sounds crazy, but on a $25 mix, it matters. What's a base Stroud go for? $5 to $8. So you're talking right there. There, no matter what, is $8 to $10. Well, Aaron, you're allowed one douchebag forgiveness. You get one, and then we're done. So if you have to post anything else, you shut the fuck up about it. Did we fill it? Did we fill it for you, man? Base CJ 25. Base CJ pays for your spot. And CJ's in Automania. You can't get an auto. It blows my mind. Listen, I hate it about it, but CJ doesn't have autos in anything Panini. And you can get one in Wild Card. Listen, I don't have to convince you. You filled them so quickly for a reason. There's a reason these mixes at $25 a spot Snapback, guys. The wild card owner always tells me, look at this one. You're going to get another one here. Let's just top load this now. What's this one go for? And this is why I love retail with wild card. Because you get the chance at the autos and you get the retail side of things where you can actually make some of your money. I mean, we opened a full case of Absolute and did not get one single CJ Stroud base card. It's stupid. It is stupid. It doesn't make sense to me. I'm not going to get it. But all that to say, I like the combo together. I like that we can get some base. And we have a chance at downtown. This is a fresh case of Donruss. Stetson Bennett. There's a Patrick Mahomes. Can we agree? Is there any non-Chiefs fans? All right, just be honest with me right now. You're not going to offend me. I promise. You're not going to hurt my feelings. I respect the guy. He's the best quarterback in the league. But are there any non-Chiefs fans that want to see Patrick Mahomes win the Super Bowl? Speak now. Like, yeah, that'd be really cool. I'm invested in his cards. I like the guy. He's a cool dude. I like the fact that he wore his dad bod proudly on Good Morning America. You do, Matt? Who's your team, Matt? And tell me why. Why do you want to see him win? I'm curious. I'm genuinely curious as a fan of football, not of Patrick Mahomes. I don't hate the guy. I don't like his wife very much. And I like Taylor Swift, but I hate the fact that she's involved in NFL. I know everyone's like, oh, you just don't like that. No, it's two separate things. Stop combining everything. Stop helping the rich get richer. That's my thing. That's my only thing. I like Taylor Swift for her music. My wife hates her. Won't talk to me. Lamar Demetrius Jackson. Middle name, Baltimore Ravens. McGinn. Nice card. Oh, you want to see him lose? All right. Fair enough, Rich. So I get that. That's fair enough, Rich. You want to see Mahomes win, not because you want to see Mahomes win. You just don't want the Niners to win. I've been there. I get that. So is there anyone in here that really wants to see there's a Gibbs and a Rod Smith? Anyone in here that wants to see Mahomes win for the sake of Mahomes winning? I don't think so, right? And here's why. We know he's not going anywhere. I heard an interesting theory a few days ago. Well, obviously, there's been speculation that Andy Reid might retire. So the speculation is that if he wins, he's done. And the reason that Bill Belichick didn't take any jobs this year is because if that Chiefs job opens up, he wants that job. And I say, fuck you, Bill Belichick. You've already done the Bills dirty. We don't need you in there. You win a pool if KC wins. Is that one of ours? They want you to believe that Casey's going to win and Kelsey proposes. Dude, listen, man. That's really fast. One football season, even in this day and age, is very fast for a proposal. Remember, this shit started like in the beginning of football season. Eric Bieniemy needs a head coaching job. Tyson Bagent out of 10. 2 out of 10 for the Go Bears. There's a trade on that. Don traded the Vikings for the Bears. That goes to Chris Taylor. I remembered. I know it's not on my list yet. I'll fix it. That's pretty cool. We're going to put that up here. We'll set Will Anderson, even though he's Defensive Rookie of the Year. We'll put Tyson Bagent up there for Chris. He's going to be like a Gardner Minshew situation, right? Battling from the depths. Julius Brents, that's going to be Indianapolis Colts. 3 out of 5 going out to Matt Mazars. I told you, Aaron, I had to talk to a bunch of people this week. Wild card is not your wild card your daddy opened, I promise. Even though it was cool then. It was with the stripes. Jarek Reed is going to go to the Seattle Seahawks. 4 out of 8. Understand, it doesn't say Seahawks on it, but that's the Pro Look Uni. Indianapolis Colts. Oh, you mean daddy? You mean me? Are you my daddy, Aaron? Are you that high? I tried that joke today with someone. She's like, I'm not your daddy. I'm like, stop that. Chris Smith. That's going to go out. We already found it. This is a variation, though. That's going to go out to the Raiders. This is a 2 of 5. So they do have variation images, too. So it's not just one shot anymore. So we have 2 Chris Smiths and auto holds, 2 variation pictures, and we're talking about wild card. Like, they're expanding. Dude, I can't wait. I cannot wait to share that with them. That is cool. 2 different photo variations on a player like even that is cool. That goes out to the Raiders. It's going to be Bob Riley. I do like that some of them do have the rookie emblem on them. Brian Breesy goes out to the Saints. 2 out of 5. New Orleans going out to Steven Kibler. Stroud is on the checklist. Purdy, I think, is on the checklist. Oh, and there is a case hit. By the way, there is one die cut per case, and the checklist is super limited. It includes Purdy, Stroud. I believe Bryce Young and Richardson are on it as well. Like, there are big names on this, guys. Tyreek Stevenson for the Chicago Bears going out to another one to Chris, 7 out of 7. Guys, at the end of this, we will be giving out 2 $5 hitless credits. And we will be giving out a, I'm going to give 2 Super Bowl spots. You guys crushed the fills on this. And I know I'm behind. It's already almost midnight, and I got 2 more to go. Juice Scruggs for the Houston Texans. That's a bookend. 1 out of 25. Houston Texans. All right, here we go. This is our short print. This is our short print. It's a 1 of 1 Tanner McKee for the Philadelphia Eagles. John Stevener. But I got to tell you, the 1 of 1s look great. This is the Tanner McKee. This is the Zay Flowers 1 of 1. The Tyson Bagent is out of 10, and the Will Anderson is out of 2. But man, that's out of 3 boxes. We're going to recap it, of course. But golly, what a break. For 25 a spot, you can't beat that. That's 1 freaking box of absolute at this point. Did anyone else send me a shot video? Again, guys, we did. Larry sent one. Let's take a shot with Larry. We don't hear from Larry.
I got stuck with Cincy. It could be worse. But I'll take it. So, I'm sitting here drinking.
Larry, you never send us videos. This is awesome.
Friday night, stuck with Cincy. But I'll take it. At least it's Ohio. I'm having a couple of vibes.
Larry, I love you. I haven't seen you since Atlantic City. This is great. Larry for the win. I'm drinking with Larry. Larry, I love you for that, man. You're the dude. Larry, I haven't seen you since the slot machines in Atlantic City. There you go, dude. All right. Add Larry to the list. You sent a commercial? We're going to do some shots on the next one. Appreciate you guys being willing to let me just break. You guys know I'm not the dude to just... James sent me this video. You know what, James? I love you. I want to count it, but you know my rules. I got to stand by it. It's got to be a video, even if it's of you driving. I love that you're showing us. He's on his way to Ohio. And then who said, sent a commercial? I did not get, Chris, anything from you. Just the Oregon thing. All right, so let's recap. We got a lot of stuff to sleeve up here. Dude, listen, for 20, this mix is awesome. We're going to run this back. We're going to run this back a few times. Because this is a great mix. I probably underpriced it. But that's what I love. I can do that. When I can do it, I do it. Lamar Demetrius Jackson Jr., CJ Stroud, JSN Laser Orange, CJ Stroud Base, CJ Stroud Fireworks, Tank Bigsby Laser, Hendon Hooker and Hendon Hooker. Barely know her. Anthony Richardson, Emmanuel Forbes, Kenny McIntosh, Jaden Reed, Anthony Richardson, and Richardson. Like, dude, I'm just saying, like, man, better than buying them on those big breaks when they don't hit. I like the mixers. I do. All right, we got Jarek Reed going out to the Seattle Seahawks. Let's see how many teams hit here. Don Wiley got that one. Actually, and let me make the change real quick. The Minnesota Vikings for the Chicago Bears. So, Don Wiley. Don't worry, James, if you're watching and you're like, oh, man, I'm driving. That's okay. We're going to be live for a while yet. All right, I fixed that. So you can send one later. Julius Brent's going out for the Indianapolis Colts. That's Matt Mazars. Appreciate you guys hanging out. We got a lot more to talk about. Kendall Williamson going out to the Buffalo Bills. It's going to be Brent Derrick. I do hope we get more video involvement next break. Anthony Johnson going out to the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's going to be going out to Jamar Evans, the Godfather. The Godfather. Antoine Green, that goes out to the Detroit Lions. Going to be Bradford Burris. What up, Bradford, out on the West Coast. Kalijah Cansey going out to the Tampa Bay Bucks. It's Nate Gogol. He's got a chance to win a free Niners mug if CJ Stroud hits next break. JL Skinner going out to the Denver Broncos. Wonder what's going to be going on there. And Kayvon Merriweather, that goes out to the... Dude, I got to look that one up. I apologize. I just want to make sure if it's the Bucks or the Falcons. I think it's the Falcons. It is the Tampa Bay Bucks. I got to make a note on that one because I don't want to accidentally sort that the wrong way. So another one for the Bucks. The uniform, that's the only thing with the Pro Look, the Pro Look uni, is that it does leave a little bit to interpretation. Kenneth Walker for the Seattle Seahawks goes out to Don. Crunch Time Joey Burrow is not a hit, but that's out of 100 for the Bengals. Quentin Johnson for the Chargers that goes out to Doug Berger. And we also had the Art Monk for the Washington, Redskins, Ricky. We had for the Houston Texans, Juice Scruggs going out to Steven Kibler. The Tyreek Stevenson for the Chicago Bears, Chris Taylor, you weren't done. The Brian Breesy for the New Orleans Saints, Steven Kibler. So many teams hitting in this break. We got the Chris Smith, a pair of them, 2 different shots going out to the Las Vegas Raiders, going out to Bob Riley. And Matthew Bergeron, that goes out to the Falcons. We did get a Falcons hit there for you, Kalani. Although I don't know who Kalani's a fan of. And then Joe Tippaman going out to the New York Jets. It's going to be Mike H. getting that. Haralambous. Am I saying that right, Mike? And then Anthony Johnson as well to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Another one for the Bears. Zach Pickens going out to Chris. Eric Gray for the New York Giants going out to Kalani as well. He hit on another spot there. And we got the Kendre Miller for the New Orleans Saints. Another one for Steven to go with his Brian Breesy. And then Andre Iosivas, Larry Livingston gets that one. That's the Cincinnati Bengals. And he sent a video tonight. Larry, love it, dude. Larry, legend tonight, dude. Got to meet him. I'm one of the few, single digits probably still, with members I get to meet from Blazin'. Chris and I have only met once. It's wild, right? Like, Chris and I know each other well. Jason and I have only hung out 3 times. I talk to Jason every single day of my life. We've hung out 3 times. I'm not kidding you. I talk to Jason more than my wife. I'm not exaggerating. That's sad, but it's true. Tanner McKee, Philadelphia Eagles. He's nicer, though. Will Anderson for the Houston Texans going out to Steven Kibler. That is a 1 of 1, by the way. And this is a 1 out of 2. And then Tyson Bagent out of 10 for the Bears. And to close it out for the Baltimore Ravens, winning $20 credit and a 101, Zay Flowers for Matt McGinn. There you go, Matt. All right, first things first. I'm going to do the 2 $5 hitless credits on top of McGinn's $20 101 guess. Come in for the next one, guys, and get ready to take shots. I'm ready. I'm going to tune it up a little bit. Dude, Jason's beyond a great dude. When I say this, I mean it. I would not be a breaker if it weren't for Jason. There's nothing but truth to that statement. I don't mean because of anything more than the fact is that I wrote to 500 eBay breakers when I first started. Not 500. There weren't even that many. There were like 20. I wrote to that was an exaggeration. There were like 20 eBay breakers. I wrote to all 20 of them. And I was like, I felt like 500 when you got rejected by every one of them. And Jason was literally the only one to write back to me. 3 Kings of Cardboard. That's literally how Jason and I started talking. And you know what? To this day, Jason's the same way. Doug and Don, there you go, $5 credit. I just, that's the kind of dude I love to be a part of. It's who you should surround yourself with. He's like, yeah, man, I can help you out. I'm like, what? So I think it was like 14 of them didn't respond. 3 of them said, don't get into this. It's a joke. It's a waste of your time. And then Jason was like, yeah, what do you need to know? I'm like, okay, this dude's cool. And I will tell Jason this to his face. He was probably the one that I was like, this guy's not going to respond. He was really quiet. He didn't talk much. He just was he would open the cards like this and not really talk loud and do this. And I was like, this dude's never going to talk back to me. Super Bowl FanDuel, we're going to do 2 spots. And he did, and I love it, man. Jason and I talk every day. It's Ohio State tonight, right? Penn State versus Ohio State? Dude, I want to take my kids. They're just not into it. They just like wrestling. They don't like to watch it. It's going to be the Raiders and the Broncos. Bob Riley and Josh Smith get a spot. We're going to have to start pulling to the back. Bob Riley and Josh Smith. I'm going to fix this list before the next one. All right, guys. I'm going to end this now. And then I'll be back in about 10 minutes. Be ready. Peace.